Hi, Sunnies. Happy Friday and happy Memorial Day weekend. I have a serious question before we start. Has anyone ever been personally victimized by Regina George? All right. On that note, we're going to dedicate this to her. All the Regina Georges in our lives. Here is my version of the game featuring Kanye West, Wouldn't Get Far. You Sunnies, God loves you. You Sunnies, God loves you. You've been around the world, you still spinning in the block. You went to the top but started acting too hot. Like evil doers, rich men you want to maneuver. Girl, use your brain. Don't get caught up with their rocks. Let me put y'all on game. They hot as a fox. You know what devils temptress and they just won't stop. God said it's a rap, so don't get caught in a trap. Open their legs real late like a little vamp. Do me a favor, use it for eye candy instead. They'll try to take you over the edge and spend all your bread. Don't let them trick you out your spot. It takes focus to stay on top. The work is hard. Dark circles, no scars. Be careful what you pray for. You just might get more. Can you handle the stress to be the best? Sleepless night last night. I didn't get much rest. Haha. They wouldn't get far messing with rap stars. Yo, welcome to Beaming Light. I am Danita. Beaming stands for bold, enlightened, aware, mature, insightful, nurturing, grateful. Light stands for loving, intelligent, generous, honest, and tactful. Welcome to my channel where I switch up song lyrics, connect them to my personal experiences, and Bible verses to hopefully give you some inspiration. All right, on that note, let's go into the topic of our message. We're going to look at Psalm chapter 34. Psalm chapter 34, 19 through 22. Danger, you wouldn't get far being evil. Again, danger, you wouldn't get far being evil. Danger is a song by Mystikal featuring Nivea. Been so long, you've been home. So please tell God what it is that you need from him. Y'all remember Mystikal? Y'all remember Mystikal? I saw Mystikal. Never mind. Okay, so yes, danger, you wouldn't get far by being evil. Let's get into it. So Regina George is still Regina Georging, and it's a sad epidemic of Regina Georges, you guys. The Regina Georges must be stopped at all cost. Let me tell you why. Regina George wants you to stay in a box. I wore my cam jacket. You know my camo jacket. Y'all, I like this jacket. Y'all know I like this jacket. But remember Katie Hearing? She has on her camo. What's the camo pants and flip-flops? The girl's like, Katie Heron had on camo pants and flip-flops, so I did too. So basically, like, if you feel like Katie Heron, where evil people and Regina Georges are not just limited to women, they go into men too. These are people who are evil, who just want you to stay confined in a box because it suits their personal needs. They feel better about themselves. They feel as if, you shouldn't go too high up. Let me take you down. The crab in the bucket mentality, right? But why do we have to be crabs? Why can't we all fly? Why can't we all put on our army fatigues and combat evil with kindness, with love, with sincerity? People will make you feel like you're not a good person because you are standing up for yourself. You're asking questions. You should ask questions. You should defend yourself. But what you shouldn't do is attack people for no reason. This spiritual attack has been one for the books for me. I don't know about you guys. And I realized that it revved up. So if you're in a position where you're feeling like the spiritual attacks are being revved up even more, that's because your blessing is on the way. You're right there at that door and they're trying to stop you. They need you to pop off, really. It's all a game of like who looks crazy. Sunnies, can I tell y'all a secret about me? I'm far from crazy. I'm insane. And that's, I'm insane. I am completely insane. Like I said before, I am as sweet as honey, but if you come for me, I will sting you like a bee. And that sting is going to be insane. I want to talk about insane and insanity, right? Because insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Now, if you pay attention to the enemy's tactics, they're probably using the same stuff, trying to get the same reactions. Their game is work with what worked. But when you heal that, they don't really understand what works anymore. So they just keep poking. They want to poke the bear. They need the bear to growl, to have a reaction. Have you growled? You know, don't feel bad about feeling like you can't, you know what I'm saying, like express yourself to people, or, you know, if you have to let out a scream, do it. Use a strategy or a technique that works for you. Y'all, I leave crazy voice memos on my phone. That's my technique. So if you hear something about yourself, and sometimes I just be putting random people's names in there. Like, I be talking about, I use celebrities to talk about other people. Y'all, I just be saying random stuff. But that's my technique. That works for me. Because it allows me to get it off my chest and not worry about it. Give it to God. Like, I can't worry about it, right? So, you know, I feel like that's where God is right now with a lot of people. He wants you to understand, what do you need to do to make sure or to benefit yourself? What should you do? Like, what strategy works for you? Now, going and doing things to other people, that's not an effective strategy. Oh, here comes Sebastian. Sebastian is very sweet. When it comes to spiritual attacks, he like tries to block them, and he feels them. He feels them instantaneously. Let's get into Psalms 34, verse 19 through 22. One who is righteous has many adversities, but the Lord rescues him from them all. He protects all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil brings death to the wicked, and those who hate the righteous will be punished. The Lord redeems the life of his servants, and all who take the refuge in him will not be punished. Seek refuge in God. Don't seek revenge, seek refuge. Yeah, you got to air it out. You got to get it off your chest. That's just a part of the human experience. Seek refuge. Seek refuge. Oh, you know, this is another thing. So the enemy will like use, I said your tech stuff, right? Like they will use tech as a way to like lower the vibration, to try to control like spasms and like weird things like that. They do that. That's weird. I don't know. But this is what people do. This is what people do. They need that because they need to see you down. You're getting too far up. You're getting too high up. You're way up. You are blessed. Do you know how blessed you are? Do you know how amazing you are? Stay on a high vibration. Stay high vibing. The enemy can't get to you if you're high. Not like literally, right? But like mentally, like you're on a different wavelength. You're on a different frequency. So tech, they use tech a lot because it can control and manipulate the frequency. So make sure you stay woke and stay on a high vibing frequency. You're aware of what's going on. And don't allow the enemy to decide or take you off course to distract you from the bigger purpose, your focus. They're going to come. We already know. The devil's gone devil. You, baby, God loves you. You, sonnies, God loves you. But they wouldn't get far using this tech stuff. It's dangerous. Not only to you, but to them. Do you realize that when they tap in and access your tech stuff, those frequencies are going straight back to them? And they're wondering why they're getting sick, why things aren't working out in their life, because it goes back to them. When you're high vibing, it doesn't impact you. And also, when you don't believe in that stuff, do you believe in that? But they do. Do you see how insane that is? That's insanity. They really believe in that, y'all. They really believe in that. It's people that you grew up with that have, child, they'll take your hand and go get a voodoo doll real quick. I'm telling you, you got to be careful for the Regina Georges. You just don't know what they're into. They're out here living dangerous lives. Danger! I don't know why that's so funny, y'all.